Hey y'all, and welcome to Shade and the City. It's your girl Treese. And of course, you know what we're here to do. Get into Thursday's episode of Beyond the Gates. All right. This is episode 14. So if you have not already, Shade Squad and all of our new viewers, please make sure that you hit that like button. And you also go ahead and subscribe for us. And y'all, let's jump right into it because it was the award ceremony. So it was good. I really hope I like the way it ended, and I really hope that we're getting maybe the next day, tomorrow, today, on Friday, versus us still being at the award ceremony. But I wouldn't doubt, like I said in Wednesday's recap, I wouldn't doubt if they stretch this out and this is going to be Thursday and Friday's episode. But I guess we'll see, right? So yeah, y'all, let's jump right into it. And yeah, let's get shady. All right, y'all. So we start off, we see Vernon and Anita. They are chilling at what's the name of the place? Offrey Jeans or something like that. But you know the little diner, okay? So they're chilling over there having a good meal before Nicole's award ceremony. So that lets you know that even though it's a country club, it's probably, rubber chicken. Anyway, so they talk about how proud they are of their daughter. They do a little bit of flirting, and on the way out, on the way out of the diner, we noticed that one of the patrons notices Anita, wants to take a photo with her. And then Vernon actually gets a phone call. So, and I don't think we knew who this was. So y'all drop down in the comments. Do you know who was on the other end? Because I didn't. Anyway, unless it was somebody giving him the news about what Martin is trying to do. That was the only thing I could think of. But if I missed it, y'all, I apologize. Y'all get here, dropped in the comments and correct me, okay? So now we see Danny. She's scrolling on her iPad at the house, and she's over here torturing herself looking at photos of Bill and Haley on their honeymoon. And so these terribly photoshopped photos at that. But anyway, so Naomi, Chelsea, and Jacob all walk in, and they make small talk about how good they look. And Danny makes a joke about, oh, y'all look so good, you might upstage Nicole. Well, Naomi reminds her that this is her aunt's night. And so, Danny assures her that she understands that, and she would never think of upstaging the honoree, okay? So she says that Nicole asked her to be the MC. And so she's gonna, make sure the evening is a success. And I can't, when Danny's happy, I can absolutely see her being an appropriate MC, right? So Eva runs into Martin at Nicole's office. She introduces herself and, lets him know how much she enjoys working for his mother. And obviously, she's met Ted. He tells her how they've been singing her praises since she's come on board. And I don't know if y'all noticed, and it might just be me being me and being petty, but did anybody else notice when Martin said, "Oh, so you must be Laura's replacement"? Now, I know technically she is Laura's like temporary replacement, but the fact that he said, "Oh, you're Laura's replacement," made me feel like, oh, so y'all just letting us know that Laura, I mean, I guess we kind of know that because it's what they're doing, like leading us up to. But yeah, y'all making it clear Laura ain't coming back. Is anybody else feeling that way? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Drop down in the comments, okay? So apparently then Eva tells him that she's very impressed that he finds the time to do all the things that he does, even though he's, working on education reform and infrastructure. And so he's like, oh, so you like politics. So we can see they're clearly, it's going to be easy for them to slip into this brother-sister dynamic is what I'm seeing. So Eva asked him if, he was ever intimidated coming from such a, powerful family. And he says that it's actually the opposite. And he and Kat are very ambitious because of it, and believes that, that just runs in their family. So then Martin goes off to get dressed for the gala. Eva stares at the family photo when Ted walks in again and is like, look, what is your obsession with my family photo? I mean, he don't say that, but he kind of says that, but in a lighthearted, nice way. Nicole walks in, and so she's like, "Oh, what are y'all talking about?" And Eva basically just tells him that she can't help it. She had just met Martin, and he's such a rock star, right? So that was a good lie. So she let them know that she came to check in before the ceremony. And Ted tells her, you should actually go get ready, and let me know if you need a ride. And so Eva didn't think she was invited and told her, and so basically, and she was like, I don't belong with y'all. And so of course Nicole is like, no, no, no. Anyone that works for me, is supposed to be invited. And so she says that Mona would have been there, but apparently Mona is sick. So she tells her to go up in Kat's closet and find something to wear because she knows she got something up there. And so then we see Nicole go off and finish getting ready. And then we see a moment between Ted and Eva where she's fixing his bow tie, or whatever for him. And she just has this flashback of Leslie telling her that she shouldn't trust him. Okay. So then we go and pivot over to Leslie, who is getting a walkthrough on her first day on the job, posing as a cocktail waitress. Okay. At the country club, I imagine. So her new boss lets her know that since they're honoring Nicole Richardson, everything must go perfectly. And he tells her small talk isn't allowed. And reminds her that she is there to do a job. Okay. So I don't even remember when I took, because I was taking notes and I ain't thinking about it. But now that I finished the episode, that's very important. He absolutely did tell her that. All right. So then Martin and Smitty are having the kids get dressed up at the country club so they can get ready there for their grandmother's gala. And can I just say, Nicole was a good looking grandmother. Okay. So Martin thanks them for being there. He's like, I know y'all got a lot to do in your busy teenage lives. And, thank you for taking time out to grace us with your presence and show up. And is it just me? But I feel like when I was like that age, especially as a teenager, that wasn't an option. If something was going on family wise, I had to show up. My mom didn't, there was no, oh, I had something else. If there was something else on that day, guess what I wasn't doing? That's something else. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just noticed that happens a lot more lately. So anyway, Smitty tells him that he's happy that that they had it out, and obviously that he won the argument because he believes it brought him closer. And then we see Danny back at her house. She's in the room obsessing, going through these Photoshop photos of Haley and Bill. When Naomi walks in and basically scolds her and is like, "Look, why are you doing this to yourself? It can't be healthy for you." And she's like, you're a junkie for the pain. So Anita comes in and agrees with her and reminds her that this night is about Nicole and there is to be no drama. All right. She was like, I'm not playing with you. Okay. You might be my baby, but I'll still ask, is what Mama Dupree was given. Okay. So Eva finally finds a dress in Kat's closet. And, she's having this whole little, daydream about Ted and acknowledging her as one of his daughters. She dreams that, she told Ted the truth and about who she is, and he welcomes her with open arms. Just come on in. All right. And he tells her that her timing for delivering her secret was perfect. And he plans to spend the rest of his life making up for the time lost. So then we see her give a call to Leslie after she gets dressed and leaves a voice note letting her know that she's headed out. And Nicole comes out, of course, looking fabulous, and Ted showers her with praises on how good she looks. And I mean, she did look good. It was the hair for me, but everything, the hair, makeup was on point. They look real good. Okay. So Andre arrived to take photos and he greets Martin as he comes in to the venue. Leslie watches in the distance. Okay. So we know creepy Leslie is running around. Martin asked her to take his table's drink order before the rush. So then her and Eva run into each other at this point. So Eva is like, what the hell are you doing here? And her boss walks in, and then that's when I'm gonna call him the catering banquet manager. Forgive me, it's my sales manager background. I know he's one of the other. Okay, whatever title they want to put on it is one of the other. Okay, so we see the catering banquet manager come up and be like, "Hey, let me help her. You finish doing your job." And he's like, "What can I do for you?" And Eva is like, "Nah, I'm good." She lets her, oh no, actually Eva tells him, hey, I'm Nicole's assistant. I need to know as soon as she walks through that door. So he's like, all right, I got you. So then Eva confronts Leslie later on, and it's like, why are you here? And so Leslie said that she would never miss this grandeur and opulence. Okay. Eva tries to convince her to let them have their night and, get out before Ted and Nicole see her. And Leslie refuses to leave and says that, she's there to work and has no plans on going anywhere. And Andre then conveniently walks up and interrupts as he takes a photo of Eva, basically. So then we see Andre walk up to Danny and basically he tells her how he would like to see her outside of her dress, okay? And Nicole and Ted arrive and tell Eva how beautiful she looks. Then Andre proceeds to do a photo op, with all the Duprees. So then Martin gets approached by someone telling him that he heard about a gig for Smitty. And Martin was like, you know, Smitty got other things going on. He not really focused on that right now. And so that's when Vernon comes up and asks Martin if he thought he wouldn't find out. And so I guess maybe that phone call in the beginning was, somebody letting him know. But Vernon lets Martin know that he's been made aware of his presidential ambitions, and claims that and Martin's like, well, I wasn't keeping it from you. I was just basically looking for the right time to tell you. And Vernon tells him as a black candidate, he wouldn't be able to withstand the fallout if people learned his secret. Because we all know Martin got this secret, right? And Martin thinks that the secret has been buried for a long time, but Vernon tries to explain the level of scrutiny he'll experience if he runs. It may no longer be a secret. And so he realizes that he doesn't get it and tells him his arrogance has replaced his common sense. I said, "Oh, Vernon, okay, bringing out them amen days." Okay, he gave him a word. So then Smitty and the kids quickly notice that something's wrong between Grandpa, aka Vernon, and Martin. And I'm sorry, great grandpa and Martin, right? So then we see all the ladies of the Dupree family. They're singing Nicole's praises. Ted goes to get Nicole a drink when he realizes that one of the servers happens to be crazy lady Leslie. All right. So he pulls up to the side and asks her what she's doing there tonight of all nights. Okay. And so he reminds her that he told her to stay away from his wife and his family. Leslie lets him know that he doesn't get to tell her what to do. She said she's there to do a job and it pays well. And he realizes that she's pulling stunts and he asks her, why she did her rooftop antics the other night. And she said, oh, it was a good night. And Nicole was a great listener. I don't know. I love when that crazy gets in my voice, when I can get that Leslie crazy. And so she said she also liked his reaction when he realized that she was coming back to haunt him. Okay. So Ted warns her she better not mess up Nicole's night. And Leslie lets her know that she's not scared of what he'll do. Not anymore. She's been there and survived that. She said, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. Okay. Yeah. So Nicole comes out after Leslie leaves, wondering what, obviously is taking Ted so long to come back because he was supposed to be, bringing back her drink. So then we see Nicole spot somebody named Carlton. Now, this is what threw me for a loop. I'm not assuming. I believe what they told us is this is Ted's partner. So I guess like at his practice or clinic or whatever the case may be. But obviously they're introducing us to Carlton for a reason. And Carlton ain't bad looking. So if it just so happened that Nicole finds out about this affair that was had many moons ago and is so hurt at the time that she just falls into the arms of Carlton, I wouldn't be surprised because we've seen it before on these type of things. Okay. But I don't think Nicole would give us that. But you never know. You never know. So anyway, then we see Smitty basically interrogate Martin about what's going on with Vernon. And, Martin plays in his face as usual and tell him it's nothing. And at this point, you don't get me wrong. Do I think Smitty is still sneaky as hell? Absolutely. But one thing I have to honestly say is that at this point, Martin is such a butthole. And the fact that, yes, he has secrets, and I understand that Smitty is sneaky, but you're just not going to keep lying to my face constantly. Like, I think anybody would get curious and start digging for the truth at this point, because you literally, every time you literally open your mouth, you lie to this man. So I'm at this point, Smitty, I ain't even mad at you no more. You have every right to be sneaky because he won't give you the truth. Okay, so we ain't mad at Smitty no more over here. I'm sorry, no Smitty slander. All right. So then Danny steps up to the podium as MC for Nicole's award ceremony. She tells them how much she admires her sister. Then Leslie comes over to Nicole and asks if she can get her something, which of course the look on Ted's face was like he's seen a ghost. And Nicole recognizes her as the crazy lady Sherry Carter. Okay. Sherry asked Leslie, oh, and so Leslie's like, oh, I wasn't aware that you were the guest of honor. Okay. I just took this job, not even realizing. So Nicole is like, well, I'm just glad to see that you're doing better, that you look sane. You're not on the edge of the roof. And so, Leslie thanks her for helping her. And, Eva and both Ted at this point are just like, oh my God, what is she going to say? What is she going to say? So Vernon is talking about how happy, he is that Nicole didn't go into politics, and just how it can be rough and brutal. And he obviously we see Martin, it's like he was giving a speech and talking about Nicole, but he was also kind of addressing Martin. And I think Martin kind of got that. It's kind of like when you in church and the pastor's giving a real good sermon, but it applies to you, as the older folks would say, he's stepping on your toes. That's what was happening, right? So, and basically he tells her how deserving she is because she's gentle and open-hearted and dedicated to serving people. He then introduces Anita so she can give her words about Nicole and, how she's one of the kindest human beings she knows. Martin reads Kat's words on her behalf because she's obviously not there. And then Martin talks about how she taught them that they can pursue any dream they had in mind, obviously directed at his grandfather. And Danny gets up to introduce Andre's video. Now, this is what is weird, okay? Did anybody else? I know y'all caught it. I don't even have to say, did anybody else catch it? But why? So Danny gets up to introduce Andre's video and mentions that they're cousins by marriage and says something about keeping it in the family. And literally my notes say odd. I guess are we just I don't know. Is this gonna be like one of them things where when they find out and she's gonna be like, well, technically I told you. I just didn't tell you, but I told you. Is it gonna be like one of those? Because I'm just so confusion right now, y'all. But I don't know. Y'all drop down the comments. Let me know what you think. So anyway, then Eva rolls up on Leslie in the hallway and questions why she's doing what she's doing and how it's basically she's like, look, you're gonna mess up the plan. And Leslie tells her basically, look, don't think because you done got close to them and now you out here acting a little uppity. And basically says, look, get out my face because I got to go back to work. All right. So then as they play their video, Leslie is sitting back watching and discuss. Finally, it's time for Nicole to say her piece and accept her award. She calls Ted up after thanking the whole family and asked Ted, come up. I couldn't, accept this award without my husband. And then we see Leslie, daydreaming, wishing she was obviously in Nicole's place, which we know because she's, and she can't let go and she's giving stalker. So she tries to, at this point, it looks like she's getting ready to run up to the podium. But thank God for our good and loyal catering banquet manager. I wish I knew his name, but that's what he is to us. Because he grabbed Eva up so fast and slid her back and said, look, you got to go home. You're disturbing the peace. And I told you, and I made it very clear not to get out here and get too friendly. You are supposed to be serving the party, not attending it. And so, obviously, Leslie's in shock and she's just like, oh, no. And he's like, no, get your... And do I need to get security to help you out? And so I don't know. Maybe we'll see on Friday's episode. Maybe he doesn't get her out. I don't know. I hope today's episode will be on a whole different day. And, her and everything goes off without a hitch, even though Leslie wanted to mess it up. But yeah, y'all, but you never know because it's a Friday. So, they're going to give us something good and put us on the cliffhanger until next week. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you guys comment and subscribe and hit your notification bell. And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, IG, Blue Sky. And you know what? and Facebook. And I'm actually thinking about doing threads because I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Because I barely want to do IG and Facebook anymore. But anyway, y'all. So yeah, I will catch you later today for Friday's episode. But till then, enjoy and happy Friday, y'all. Bye bye.